We saw Cloud9 get absolutely slapped by Optic Gaming in Orlando. It was not even close. However, it's a complete turning of the tables here so far in Seattle. Cloud9 clearly doing the homework to get ready for Optic Gaming, and they now find themselves in a bracket reset. Best of 7 for the World Championship trophy.
Well, the Optic Gaming fans certainly maybe been quieting down a little bit after that series, but if they're going to get back into it, they're going to have to get behind their squad now and lift them back up. For C9, the same could be said. If the crowd is behind them, can push them over the line, then maybe Eco, Stella can pick up their second Halo World Championship ring.
The question is, what kind of wake-up call was that for Optic Gaming? Are they ready here in this second best of 7 after losing 4 games straight? Can they bounce back and bring it to Cloud9? Here we are, your second best of 7 at the Halo World Championship.
Wouldn't have it any other way. Whoever wins this best of 7 will get their hands on that World Championship trophy. We're starting off with the point of view of Formal. This man is going to have responsibility on his shoulders to mentor those players on his squad through these tough times. A win here for Optic, and all of a sudden, things change once more.
We talked about Trippy here. Man on your screen with the camo needs to convert here alongside Lucid and put up the big numbers that we're used to seeing from them. But it's going to be 3 dead on the side of Optic Gaming.
Repulsor here for Lucid. Doesn't matter. 4-shot coming in from Penguin. That'll be enough to take down Lucid. Stella has the oddball immediately back towards Pipe, and look at this perimeter setup already from Cloud9. They have got recharge locked down.
10 points on the board already here in ball. Like I said, Pipe's hold, nades are coming in. Bound does so well to only take minimal damage from those grenades. He needs to hold Whirlpool, but 2 fall, so he knows he is the lone survivor. He'll be taken down. 3 dead. Stella's your last player alive.
Speaking of the lone survivor, he's going to fall as well, so a perfect break comes in from Optic Gaming. 16 seconds, all the Cloud9 managed to muster up for what looked like some great map positioning. Now Optic have the opportunity to do the same to them. Shock rifle also in the hands of Trippy here. He can make something work.
Yeah, it's also perfect timing there. They don't let really any points on the board here. Here we are tied just about 50. Trippy picks up another one as well. That's 3 dead, 4 dead for Cloud9 again. Formal's your last player alive.
Formal should move in and pick up this oddball as well, and by doing that, you will see a lead exchanged here. It's a slender lead. Or maybe Cloud9 are going to shut it down. They cut him down in the pass.
Great pressure there, as you say. Formal thought he maybe was going to get away with that ball. Instead, the kills will be traded out. The ball will eventually be picked up by Cloud9 yet again.
C9 with that ball back in pipes. A couple of trades means that Formal's going to have to wait here. A little bit of help to come his way. There is that help, and it's help in the form of APG. One of the most experienced players. He's been doing it for so long, but also he's never felt a repulsor before in Halo titles, and now he is.
1v1 here for Eco for just a second. Eco wins the 1v1 against Formal as Bound is spawning glass as well. That might be a few more seconds on the board for C9. Leading 30-15, Trippy with his second camo of the game. Let's see what he can do here.
Very interesting here from Optic, but brilliant from Cloud9. I was about to say Optic allow ball time to go into the hands of C9. They focus their attention towards getting that camouflage, towards getting that power up to break. But C9 just fly across the map. They get the information and they eliminate Trippy before he's even fired a bullet.
You can tell Bound is ready for this long haul push as well. Just watching glass, watching low gold, making sure that no one comes through. They will maintain the man advantage after this kill. Still 2 dead for Optic. Cloud9 is continuing to steamroll. They're up 59-15.
Bound just scarpering back as well. He sees the information, he sees the cross. His thought now is, I know where the push is coming from Optic. I'm trying to get into position to help my teammate. Stella falls though. That means that Bound will not have the timing here. That will mean picks for Optic Gaming. 2 players picked off. Penguin now is going to get trapped as well. 3 fall for Cloud9. Eco has that ball, but somehow, with all the kills going down, look at Eco. He managed to scrape up an extra 5, 6, 7 seconds to put Cloud9 in a great position in round number 1.
Yeah, and that 5, 6, 7 seconds, as you said, brings up to 82 points right now. They have 4 times the points of Optic Gaming. Optic Gaming needs to make sure they are controlling the map here in terms of kills, in terms of damage, and these key sight lines to get back into this round 1.
Trippy got the ball in his hand, but this is somewhat of a transitional setup here from Optic. Trippy wants to get that ball back to Pipes, and that's why you're seeing that rotation now back towards the left shoulder of Formal. 1 shot here from Formal. And all of a sudden, the map's going to open up, make it 2. Eco, he's going to peek. Doesn't get deleted, though.
Let's see here. Trippy still has ball on Pipes. Look at Lucid, by the way. Lucid was just sitting elevator. He's still sitting elevator to pinch the batteries and Whirlpool and control angles. Now he's rotating into C to pinch the other way. Now look at the score here. 82-53. Optic Gaming clawing back.
shuts down Eco with that shock rifle, but my eyes are drawn to that camouflage. It was on the map a few moments ago. Did anyone manage to pick it up? I think it might have been bound. I think it might have been shut down, so no one on the map now with the camo. C9 trying to make the break. Penguin's gonna get caught out by those frag grenades, though. The remote detonation comes in. Eco now finds himself on his own, and Optic Gaming are starting to rally back here.
What was just a 60-point lead is now just about a 10-point game here. C9 gets the first kill to get extra damage as well. We might see this ball played in a moment if things get chaotic, but it's a nice win from Stella.
Stella is just locked in at the moment. Eco with his long-time duo picking up kills as well. Beatdown comes in to remove the shields. Eco there to clean it up. Stella and Eco working simultaneously at the moment to clean up these kills. Nobody can deal with C9 at the back of this turbine.
My God, just perfectly timing bait and switches from Cloud9 there. They will keep the man advantage over Optic Gaming, 85-71. It's just a 14-point game.
Difficulty here for both teams. That ball is in such an awkward position.
Ball taken.
It's going to be Optic who pick it up. Players, and you know that the play call coming in from Lucy now is play tight to me. Make this as difficult as possible for Optic to be easy deaths here for Cloud9. C9 have to work away, but here comes the flank from Formal.
Bound does everything he can there. He tries to watch. Now look at the game. It's all tied up here at the 85 mark. Ball will be played bottom middle.
Ball gets reset. 2 minutes 25 left in this game. The next hold could be the hold that wins the game. Formal versus Penguin. Formal with a huge 1v1 win.
What a comeback from Optic Gaming, as we said, down by 60. Essentially a 60-point straight run to get right back in this, though. 3 dead. Trippy's your last player alive.
Trippy should fall here to Bound as well, but where is that oddball? Who's in position? One thing we do know from our point of view, of course, is that Bound gets that next power-up. He's got the camo, but we saw how quickly C9 were able to eliminate it. Bound needs to make a play.
Ooh, Bound shoots early on Lucid there. Lucid ain't always there. Oh, it's because Lucid's weak up top, of course.
Elusive. Look at him run away here.
Trying to get away.
Find him.
Oh, Lucid, he's not afraid. Challenges Bound, even though Bound has camo. Finally, that's cleaned up. Bound with great pressure. Almost gets taken down with the camo. We are still 1 point away here. Penguin will grab that off of the 2 dead for Optic Gaming. It's a rotate all the way to back seat.
This is brilliant. This is something we're seeing more and more of now, using that triple stack just to give the cover from the spawners over at Elevator and towards the pipes. But the push now comes in from Optic. It's a little bit of a last-second push. Penguin's thinking about a play ball, and C9 might have just gifted a setup here to Optic.
All 4 dead. Look at the clock here. Right now, you're going to see a lead change. Optic Gaming will take the lead here with 1:22 left. This could be the final hold.
Optic have the ball in their hands. The push has to come in now from Cloud9, and I don't think they're going to be able to get vision onto Trippy. Optic take the first round in our second best of 7.
What a comeback from Optic Gaming. As we said, it was about 80-20 there, and somehow they win that first round. Maybe that's the momentum. Maybe that's the spark that Optic Gaming needed as they head into our second round of ball.
A comeback is almost, in my opinion, feels better sometimes than just a dominating win. It shows that you can put the pressure back onto C9. It shows that you can ask questions of C9 after losing all of those games straight in the first series. And now you're seeing maybe a little bit of desperation from C9. Optic have that camo. It's Lucid's time to step up.
I agree. I think you find that belief again. And speaking of belief, how about Lucid? 19-8 in this game. We talked about how he needed to step up in the second reset of the grand finals. He's 20-9. That last series was a wake-up call for Lucid. What a round 1. What a comeback from Optic Gaming.
Lucid in this first round has gone from almost anonymous in the first series to back to the monster that we know he can be. It's 2 more for him. He's 22-9.
My God, and if there was ever a question of his KD, as there was in the last series, he has answered in a huge way. He's 23-9. Let's get ready to go into an Optic Gaming listening.
Good shot, guys. Let's go. All good, all good. Checks on nicely.
Ooh, and just as we join them there, looks like a player will drop out on the Cloud9 side, so it sounds like it will be a reset there, and of course, not exactly what we hope to see in that second game. And just as we join that listening, Optic Gaming leading by a few points, but the bigger point is the fact that they're able to get that first round on the board. And like we said, maybe a little bit of belief. You see the Cloud9 can bleed in a very big way, and I couldn't agree more. I think that comeback win means more than a dominant round 1 win. I think that's the spark Optic Gaming might have needed after losing 4 games straight.
Yeah, completely agree with you. I think it's so important in those situations. We could have seen a lot of teams might have folded, right?
Yeah.
A huge lead for Cloud9. Everyone starts trying to make hero plays, but Optic, one thing they've honed in on is making sure that is never the case when it comes to those big moments. That's what brought them the championship. back in Orlando, and you just saw there's something more about this Optic team. It's not just, you know, skill, it's not just teamwork, there's heart there as well, and there's a little bit more steel. I talked through the season about the battle scars that have been gained by this team, by this lineup. The close losses, the heartbreaking losses, the series which you felt Optic surely has to win, and they come out on the wrong side of. That teaches you more than just your game. That teaches you mentally how you recover from those moments, and Optic is showing they are here for the long series.
Absolutely. As we look back on this season, there's countless times where Optic was down by 10, 12 kills and a Slayer, and they brought it back. You heard mid-season Lucid in interviews talking about how they have specifically been looking at situations where their back is against the wall, where they have to fight out of tough situations, and how do they master that? This is the ultimate challenge, right? Here you are in the World Championship Finals. You just lost 4 straight in a tournament where you had only lost 1 game so far. That's an absolutely wild trend to have to follow now, and we'll see what they could do in the Grand Finals. But they dig deep, and they find that first round of recharge on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's even more shocking for Optic, right? Because they've lost, not even, you know, it's not the case if they've lost series because they haven't lost series, but they barely lost games.
Yeah.
So to lose 4 in a row, that's like a month and a half's worth of losses for Optic, it feels like, especially on LAN. And you can see that everybody who's here in Seattle, by the way, is still giving it the baked beans. They love the fact that we've got a bracket reset here, and I think they're enjoying the fact that Optic is showing some life as well.
Yeah, I think so. This is set up to be a pretty fantastic Grand Finals reset, and I think a lot of jaws dropped on that first series, certainly on the Optic Gaming side of the stage, but even in the room here in Seattle, and likely all of you joining us from home as well. Maybe not what you expected to see after Optic Gaming's performance so far, not only here this weekend, but also over the past few months of professional Halo. They have looked unstoppable. Cloud9, though, have put not just a crack in the green wall, they've taken a sledgehammer to the green wall, and they're looking to do it again.
So hopefully we can get back into this game as soon as possible. Just to remind you all at home and in the arena exactly where we find ourselves. Optic will be up 1-0. When we do get into the restart, you can see players all back in the lobby. Just look over the shoulder there of APG's screen. And Optic locked in and ready to close out game number 1. For C9 though, again, maybe this little break is good for them. Just gives them a chance to rethink where they kind of let that one slip, because for the majority of that game you were looking, you're like, C9, they seem to have this round under their belts.
Right, they certainly did. It looked like they were picking up where they left off after that first Grand Final. And you think back to APG's quote on the main stage after winning HCS Orlando. And one of the first things he did within 30 seconds of hoisting that trophy was, it's not done. There's one more job to do. You've also heard Formal say it in the process. This is everything for this team. This is everything for the Green Wall.
So we can just get an update from the back. Optic will need 88 points in this round. They did have a 12-point advantage in order to take the second round and take the game that's in front of us. For C9, they will need all 100 points, of course, as they were down by that 12-point deficit. So just keep that in mind when you're watching that game clock at the bottom as it ticks up. 88 points, magic number. I'm glad I haven't been good with numbers today, as we saw on the desk a little bit earlier. But
this
I like
is great.
That's just 2 in the same one.
This is great work from you. I like that.
I'm trying to.
Optic Gaming fans here, not just in the front row, but all across the venue here. Packed house at the Halo World Championship in Seattle. Crowd goes way back, all the way back here to the capstone booth. Do want to check in on the stats as well. Right before that game reset, Optic Gaming outslaying Cloud9 61-43. It was great slaying and map control throughout those rounds.
It gives us a chance here just to reflect on what has been a crazy week here in Seattle, right? I mean, yesterday was one of the most insane experiences I think that anyone who's watched competitive Halo would have been a part of. Yeah, and reverse sweeps, game 5s, and then here in Seattle itself, what an event this has been, Andy. I mean, we've got all the merch booths, we've got so much to do. We've had the Xbox stage, we've had famous faces from Halo past and present. It's been a wonderful time for sure.
As you see on screen there, Optic Gaming will lead 1-0 in round. Just in case you're just joining us, welcome to the Grand Finals of the Halo World Championship. Optic needs 88 points in this round to close it out due to the 12-point advantage at the time of the reset. Cloud9 will need 100. If Cloud9 were to win this round, we would go into a sudden death round number 3.
We would indeed. It looks like the players just get a few technical things sorted out here, making sure when we get back into the game, we don't have any more problems and we can get this Grand Final back underway. But one player we haven't really mentioned so far in the series is the man who's on your screen. APG quietly going about his business, but not having a huge impact that we've seen from him in some of those game types a little bit earlier on in the bracket.
Yeah, certainly also worth mentioning, APG actually leading the team in Slayer KD up until this series. He was a huge part of that. In Orlando, it was actually trippy, but here it's been APG leading specifically in Slayers. Now, as we talked about, keep in mind, 2 out of the 4 wins that we saw from Cloud9 were Slayers in that last reset. They will continue to be a huge part of this series, and I think if APG can find the same numbers he's been putting down all weekend, Optic has a very good chance of taking the title, but it will not be easy.
Another thing to highlight here for Optic, who better to sit behind you, right? Who's going to give you that guidance? Who's going to be the grand final? Who's won so many championships, I could barely add it. I've gone back to numbers again. It's never a safe place for me to be. That's, of course, Lunchbox, right? He's been in these situations. He'll have the perfect words for his squad here just to refocus them ahead of this next game.
Absolutely. Whenever you hear the listening, it's such a privilege with a guy like Lunchbox behind him. Like we said, whether they're down by 10 in a Slayer, it doesn't matter. He focuses them up on exactly what they need to prioritize. And when you've got the cool heads of all 4 players on Optic as well, they generally find a way to dig deep and bounce back. However, it was all Cloud9 in our first grand final. Optic Gaming showing signs of life, and you have to argue signs of life that they desperately needed after that first grand final. Question is, can they continue it on? It's 1st to 4 here in our second grand final reset.
We apologize, of course, for the little delay that's going on right now. The Halo has been so good, it seems to have caused a tech problem at the moment. One of the PCs has exploded or something, but hopefully we can get it underway as soon as we can. Which think's going to be the guy to spark one of these teams back into life?
I think it's got to be Lucid. Let's not forget Lucid's numbers at the time of reset we still have them. He was 24-9. He's back to the Lucid form that we're used to. We always see him dropping insane numbers, all the way to the point where we've kind of really come accustomed to that. 24-9 is an unbelievable stat line in a second grand final, especially after losing 4 straight. What a way to bounce back for him.
I told you numbers wasn't my strong suit.
Yeah, I was worried. When you started to handle the numbers, I was worried.
This one is not my fault. There is a correction from the stage referees, so it's going to be 94 points that Optic Gaming need. So just a 6-point advantage when the tech error came in. Cloud9 will need 100. So there's confirmation. You'll see it in a graphic pretty soon. That makes it official, although it doesn't technically because there was a graphic a minute ago.
Interesting there, though. That likely is why players were talking to station referees there, and a little bit of an extended delay here. You saw station referees behind each team. You saw Eco talking to a ref. You also saw APG as well. Likely the fact they wanted to check the tape, see exactly how much advantage there was. And as you said, only a 6-point lead. Optic will need 94. Cloud9 will need 100 in this round.
If C9 managed to get that 100, we go to a round 3, where both teams will need 100. But if Optic get that 96 points, then all of a sudden, things are back in the favor of Optic Gaming. A little switch on the spawns as well to make sure things are fair here. But as we can see on our screens, we're back underway. And C9, well, they're feeling the pain at the moment. Estella will be the 4th player eliminated, and Lucid reintroduces himself to the grand final with a triple.
And what do we say? It's got to be Lucid here who steps up. He's doing it again. Incredible performance in that first game. Has to do a double grapple on the shock. It's not a problem. He will now control that weapon, and it's a solid start here for Optic Gaming.
APG in the feed as well. 3v3 on the map. Lucid turns away just the wrong second there, but makes that ball roll away as he does the Scholar bounce. Stella's going to challenge. Lucid fancies a little bit of this himself, but Stella manages somehow to hold on.
Lucid almost goes over the top there in a flashy play with the grapple. He'll eventually be taken down. That's 2 dead, so it's up to Trippy and APG to lock down Pike's goal.
Ooh, Eco sneaking behind enemy lines. Manages to pick up 1. Penguin's there for the support. And it looks like C9 have won the battle for Pipes. So you can see that off ball is going to be brought back towards Pipes from Bound. Last player alive now is Lucid, and you can see that Eco's already sniffed him out. Yeah, but right there, Lucid somehow gets a kill on top gold. Bound has to now chase that. Look at Lucid. This is how difficult he is to kill. Finally, he gets taken down by Bound, but it opens up some opportunity just like that. That's a perfect example of Lucid staying alive so that his team can push. Brilliant from Lucid, quite simply, buying those extra seconds to make Cloud9 overextend, put themselves in positions where spawners could put damage down. And from there, C9 barely got any time on the board, even though they got 3 dead almost immediately. This time they charged down APG to make sure it take fresh 4 dead from Optic Gaming. But there's the respawn once again. The ball now back in the hands of C9, and they're scoring. and that is ticking up over that double-digit mark.
Trippy tries to take advantage there, and eventually he will get the kill, but the ball should be rotated right now based on the position that we're seeing. Yeah, ball is rotated to C. That's a perfect rotate there for Cloud9. Formal might have the shock in hand, but he doesn't have the angles just yet.
He's got some help. And that's going to be in the form of Trippy. The camo's up as well. Not sure who managed to pick that one up. With the way that the kills have been going, you would expect it would be Optic. And that is indeed the case. It's 26-12 here. Optic Gaming have an opportunity to pick up the Slays to create some space on the map, though. Lucid with that camo. He's going to pick up some nice shots onto Stella to give a two-man advantage on the map to Optic.
Also, Lucid. Oh my gosh, he gets taken down! 3 dead, though, for Cloud9, even though Lucid falls. This should be an opportunity for Optic Gaming to get more points on the board. They're right now outslaying 20-14 and a few points away from tying the game as well.
Yeah, pretty significant if you're looking at those plays, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the amount of time that has actually gone, but Cloud9 starting to answer back now. Lucid left on his own. And Lucid, once again, somehow left on his own, manages to at least get a kill, take someone down to the grave. But C9 with the break. They have the ball in their hands. And now, you see Penguin getting a lot of information, but unfortunately for him, it's too much information. 2 players fly him and make this a more comfortable position and hold here for C9.
The timing there was much better from C9. Even though Lucid was the last player alive, they kill him really quickly. They grab the ball right away, and they're able to then play the ball. That will give Cloud9 a little bit more of a substantial lead in the comeback. They're up 36-21. Eco, one of the last 2 alive, though, on pipes.
Reminder that Optic Gaming only need 96 points here as well to close this game out. It'll be the full 100 for Cloud9. At the moment, it's looking like Cloud9 have control of pipes. It's somewhere where you always want to be focusing your attention for a team, because that is where that ball will ideally be brought up for that setup. That is where you're going to deny those lines of sight and be able to hold that old ball without too much of a challenge. But C9 do get challenged. Optic, they take control of pipes now, and with that grapple, Trippy's going to bring that ball back to elevator, but Penguin manages to cut it down.
Wow, Penguin stays alive. Not only that, he goes from top gold to get the angle to kill the ball in Whirlpool as well. That will still give Cloud9 a man advantage. Bow now flies in. Everything having to do with Penguin's play there. 3 dead, though. Optic Gaming responds right away. Penguin is your last player alive. Again, it will finally translate to time for Optic Gaming. They're down by 10.
The first pick, though, once again, is going to be Penguin. Eco's still in the death screen, though, meaning it's a 3v3 on the map. With how Optic is set up at the moment, there's going to be multiple BRs onto Stella as he tries to make his move in. Bound finds one. Formal will take him down as well, and even though he's got an objective in his hand, Formal is not adverse to killing everything around him.
3 dead here. Penguin's your last player alive. Formal, of course he gets the stick, and that will be a rotate here for Optic Gaming. That stick is huge. As we said, the last player alive, you cannot let them continue to do damage. Optic Gaming will now go into the lead here, 45-36.
Sheer Halo brilliance there from Formal. Managing to pick up 2 kills initially while having that old ball in his hands, and then turns his attention with no shields. Completely cuts off the opportunity for C9 to push through towers with that stick. But still a lead here for Optic Gaming. Cloud9 trying to get themselves into a position to get that old ball back with a 2-2 split across the map at the moment. APG versus Eco is massive. Forward picks up one as APG wins that fight.
Trippy with the immediate play ball there. I love that from Trippy. He's taking no chances. Even though the pressure was light, they play the ball immediately. These are the World Championships. You don't risk your play balls. 3 dead for the side of Cloud9 for a moment. Optic Gaming will continue scoring 65-36.
All of a sudden, that score is starting to tick up faster and faster. If you're a C9 player and you're a C9 fan, you see it getting further and further out of your reach. But here comes the break attempt. 2 dead, 3 dead. Making Lucid the last player alive. But as we know, even though he's got an ball in his hands, this guy is difficult to finish off. Bound will get there alongside Stella to make sure he's taken out quickly. Now C9 have the ball in their hands, and not only that, look at the setup they've got.
Yeah, 2-man advantage as well. Formal has to fight out of this against Penguin. That's a big 1v1 to get control. And look at the damage on Eco. He can't stay alive. However, the damage is done. It should be an opportunity for Optic to play off the back of that.
A lot of the time we talk about the likes of Bound, we talk about the likes of Stella with that shock rifle. Eco's got it in his hands now and he needs to make it work. He chases down APG. Couple of headshots here from Eco, and all of a sudden this round gets completely blown back out of proportion. And Penguin gets the power up as well, so C9 are fully locked and loaded. And they might be inching closer to maybe turning this one over.
Look at the rotate as well. The ball is played by Bound onto double stacks. It's a great play. They're just going to set the ball down as they start to lose the man advantage. Penguin with a lot of pressure here.
Still has that camera to play with. Reminder that Optic Getting closer and closer to that magical mark they need to take this round. And of course, to take this game, there's a little tickle on the shoulder for the shot cry for the Trippy. Trippy's going to turn his attention to the ball, but maybe it wasn't the time to do it because the pick down comes in. Optic Gaming find themselves 2 dead. Penguin moves in on that odd ball, and all of a sudden, C9 have control here.
Oh my God, what a comeback from C9, down by 20 or so points earlier. Penguin's able to stay alive. Eco also gets a double kill, and based off that double kill alone, this could be the round.
This could be the round. Stella set up on this head glitch as well. A trade from Bound is brilliant for C9. It's 10 points for C9 to tie up this oddball game and send us into a sudden death final round.
3 points to go here, 97 on the board. Penguin likely just gonna hold this, maybe play the ball off himself.
99.
Here, 99, 100. Cloud9 will tie the game, and we will go into a sudden death, round number 3 to decide game 1.
Round number 1 was a crazy comeback from Optic. This time it's C9 who make that comeback themselves. We're straight back into the action though. Cloud9 looking about to maybe get some entry damage here for them. 2 players weak from Optic, but none of them being able to be taken down as 3 dead for C9.
It's a great opening from Optic Gaming here. Trippy's also going to have camo. He's had camo to play with a lot in this game. Now he's also got the shock in hand. Let's see what he can do.
Trippy just looking for targets at the moment, looking for anyone they can cause a problem to. Penguin's going to get that information. Smart decision here to grapple away and keep that shot camo in their hands. Smart, because you can do things like that. Eco's gonna peek. In the words of Clutch, he's not gonna learn.
24-0 already here. Optic Gaming looking good in round number 3, the sudden death round. Let's go to an Astro listening with Optic Gaming.
Make it red. Watch out.
Battery, show you have batteries.
Option, 2 dead. That's 1 dead.
Watch out, batteries.
That's fine.
2 dead, guys.
I'm running. Toss it out, Joey. Go. Fight, Joey. Fight. Absolute. One here.
Save that streak, guys. Save that streak, nice.
Bound is on ball.
One tower, 2.
Alright, yeah. Wait, pitch goal.
Bottom tower.
Pitch goal. Let's go run you guys along.
We're gonna go back ledger.
Neither.
Yeah, let's go.
Two, all there.
Okay, camp 125.
One guy over there.
We got it nicely. Let's set up a push here.
Let's play
Everyone, Joey. Nice spread. Very weak. Nice bench it.
One spawn.
Yo, say left time. They're gonna be gold. They're gonna be gold.
He's one shot. Sitting there. Sitting on
Camera. Yo, sneaky, cellar weak, half pound. Strong, stairs.
Give us that, guys. On tower right now, trying to use
Nice shit, Tommy. 2 dead.
No, we have
I hear that. One ball.
Balls
Ball's alone. He's gonna push Joey.
Top cap, very weak. One shot.
Well, back in the game, and it's Optic who have a lead, but it isn't a significant one. 37-22 the score, but Trippy has been in control of those camos.
He really has. He's been on top of them there. Of course, him and Coach Lunchbox working together to control that power up, and there he converts. He gets the stop on the ball and Whirlpool, and they will continue scoring.
He's trying to find that green gun. A new home, and he's looking for the body of a couple more players here from Cloud9. The lead is starting to grow, doubling up on the time that Cloud9 have managed to put on the board here with the rotation here from Trippy. That's going to force bodies from Cloud9 towards him. Optic lose 3, APG last alive.
Like I said, once again, not risking the play ball. Trippy throws that off, even though the shots were not coming in. There was not immediate pressure. He plays the ball perfectly, doesn't risk anything. They will stay in the lead, 53-22.
Great defensive nade from Formal. Had no right to win that one. Bound though, another double kill for him. Maybe this is the time for Bound to step up.
Bound still leading on the team, 21 kills to his name. Right now being outclassed though by Lucid on the other side of the stage, and that's the player matchup we were talking about. Lucid versus Bound right now. Lucid with the slightly more impressive numbers and the lead on the scoreboard as well.
Great thing here for Optic Gaming fans and for Optic Gaming themselves is the fact that with this lead and just under 3 minutes left in the game, they don't have to be too concerned about that oddball. They can play a little bit more slay heavy. They don't have to try and force anything. However, with 3-4 dead, shock rifle and the oddball, no reason not to pick it up at this point.
Great map management, great game management from Lucid there. He's gonna grapple the ball, just swoop right into the Pipes area. It's another one on Penguin as well. Also grabs the shock. Now they're going to lock this down. As a reminder, this is 1-1 off of the reset. The winner of this round will win game number 1.
Now going to be last alive here. It's a fresh 4 dead.
He's grabbing like everything.
That he gets that camo back in his hands. Camo, shock, Lucid set up for success here.
It's one of the first times on the HCS main stage that we have seen. Whoa! Should get this coming Penguin as well. That's one of the first times someone has grappled the ball and the shock and the camo. Just locking down this map. 10 points to go.
If Lucid hits a couple of shots here, Optic will go up by 1 in this series. Only 5 seconds or so left for Optic to close out this final round. 1 shot from Lucid, and it will be the game. Optic answer back. Life being shown here in the second best of 7 from the green wall.
And who did we say had to step up? It always had to be Lucid. There was only one man. He goes 27-19 in the end, and he's right back in this grand final.
You always felt it was going to be a matter of time until he introduced himself. Well, he's picked a fine time to do it for Optic Gaming fans. The first game in the second best of 7 in our grand finals goes over to the green wall, and all of a sudden their superstar has re-emerged as the player to watch.
A big boost for Optic in the green wall here. They needed that game number 1 after 4 straight losses. If you're just joining us, welcome to the grand finals of the Halo World Championship. It's been an unbelievable tournament so far, an unbelievable grand final, and I am loving this here. We are locked in for a second best of 7. The players on the main stage are locked in for here one final best of 7 as we take a look at some of the highlights from that game.
The shock rifle once again on recharge. It seems to be the thing that controls the narrative, the pace. With how talented everyone is with the weapon now, it's almost as if that is the swing, right?
Yeah.
Because you know a headshot's going to come in, you know that's going to be your pick. And towards the end of that game, the damage being done by Lucid, who also had the camouflage, of course, was just something that C9 could break through. This is the replays, of course. This is how close that first round was, but it was the comeback that was so impressive from Optic.
A few things that were, once again, so incredible to me. It's power-up control from the likes of Optic Gaming. They get camos. Even if those camos are burned or do not convert, they are still controlling those camos. Also great rotates that came in from Optic Gaming. And in the end, it was just great slaying control. If you look at the end of that last round, Lucid and ABG were both 1 kill away from a killing spree when the game ended. That is beautiful control from the team.
Overall, and you can see as well that Optic outslaying C9, not by a huge margin, but just enough to get the time that they required. This moment, though, at the end of the game, this is where Lucid just took over for a few seconds. Sometimes it's not about just getting the kills. It's presence, it's damage, and keeping that oddball player safe.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, because they're grappling everything up in here.
Really
Lucid
are.
is just grabbing whatever he wants on the map and just locking down, showing up, as we said, in a big way in our second grand final, and the boys are happy to be back on top. The question is, can they do it 3 more times against Cloud9, which seems like an unsurmountable task given what C9 offered in the first grand final. Here's a look at your best of 7.
Let's look at this best of 7 then. A reminder to everyone as well, if you're just joining us, Optic won the first game in that first best of 7. Then it was all Cloud9 for back-to-back games to send us into this bracket reset. He's back. He's back, by the way, Lucid. That game number 1 was that's the reason you want him on your show, put it that way.
Exactly it. He's back. The Lucid fans are back, and for a very good reason. Packed house here in Seattle. It has been an unbelievable championship Sunday, and that trophy will sit here on the catwalk of the stage. Quite a far distance, if we're honest, from the players, not just in terms of distance, but also in terms of games.
Yeah, a lot of time left in this series, but I want to talk a little bit about our next game type as well, because I mentioned happy memories, and that's what it is for Optic Gaming, right? This is where they won that Orlando Major. Catalyst, Slayer, Trippy and Formal combining for those final couple of kills to take down Cloud9. Now, if you want to rekindle that kind of memory, all of a sudden, 1-0 up in the second best of 7, you start to feel like maybe this series is leaning back towards Optic. But C9 have already proven that stealing any kind of game away, especially one where they've beaten you on before, they'll be back in the lab. They would have looked at that film and they will be prepared for this game.
Couldn't agree more. I think whatever you were expecting of C9, take that, crumple it up, throw it in the garbage, right? Because even though we saw them lose early on in the tournament, a Game 5 to Native Red on the receiving end of a reverse sweep, we now see them not just on Championship Sunday in the Grand Finals, but truly on what could be World Championship form if they can repeat what we saw in that last series. And I think they're pulling out the last surprises, all the tricks up the sleeve. They saved them for last.
Yeah, and let's remember that first series, right? The Slayers, How strong did Cloud9 look in those Slayers? My goodness, it was almost as if Optic did not have an answer, but now maybe they've come up with something in the break between the series to try and counteract what Cloud9 brought to the table. It's time for us to get into our next map. Catalyst is going to be the setting.
Question is, can Optic Gaming change the narrative in the Slayer department? They lost both Slayers in that first best of 7. That was a huge reason why we saw the bracket get reset. This is an opportunity for Optic Gaming to not only win a Slayer, but also go up 2-0 and only be 2 games away from the World Championship.
I mean, we've already seen Catalyst once today. It was capture the flag in that first series, and that was an absolute banger. Let's hope that this game matches up to it. Maybe the pace isn't going to be the same, but the intensity and the meaning behind every single kill and every single death is going to be amplified even more.
Absolutely. Here, off the opening, we'll see where the damage goes. Lucid trying to play this slowly, has to be very careful of these grenades as he's pinged down to no shields.
0-0, 20 seconds gone. And now you can see the information being gathered by Bound. Eco gets the first kill of the game. That's massive because that pick means it's a 4v3. Plus there's an overshield about. Lucid has the green gun, but he's not going to be able to hit the damage. Another beatdown comes in from Bound, but he doesn't get the kill!
Bound turns away, thought he had the kill. In the end, they come away with a little bit less than they maybe had suspected. Because of that, it stays 4-2, and Optic Gaming, you could argue, get away with a little bit of murder to keep the game within 2.
Yeah, a little bit different situation for Cloud9. I think they'd be a little bit more pissed off if the fact that they didn't come out of that with at least a 2-kill lead. For now, though, they'll take it. It's a 2-kill lead. But with a minute gone in this game, it's only 6 kills. Now, if you were expecting a fast-paced game type here, you were mistaken. Every single kill and death here on Catalyst can turn into a 3 or 4 kill swing. That is why you are seeing the game played at such a slow and steady pace.
Great example there of Bound not overextending. Earlier in the year, you might have seen him get taken down there. However, instead, in this situation, knows exactly when to double back and not get taken down. The damage is big, though. Here he comes.
Bound doesn't need to be asked twice. He gets the damage, and now he flies. The rest of Optic are weak as well, and now you see the flank come in from Bound. He's trying to finish off the kill onto Lucid, but now he has to change his trajectory. Lucid, once again, proving how important it is to stay alive.
Look at Lucid there. He's finally likely going to be taken down. That will be a trade. Bound picks up 1, though, in the end. Cloud9 leading by just 2 kills. Yet again, Optic staves off the Cloud9 advance.
Get the feeling that in that situation, Bound was just desperate to have a frag grenade, anything but a plasma. It would have been so much more easy just to flush him out. Here comes the push now from Optic. But Eco, and alongside his teammates, was ready for that one. Lucid, though, he's staying alive just long enough to re-challenge Trippy with 2 as well. And Optic go into a 1-kill lead. Make it 2 as Trippy adds to his tally.
Look at that 10-8 here, and it's an overshield for Optic Gaming as well. Formal now with everything in his hands. Pulse rifle, overshield, and a 2-kill lead. If they get the right damage, they may collapse here.
And the information he just got, I was going to say, he knows Bound's waiting with that green gun, and Bound decimates the overshield for Optic.
Formal taken down. What a key timing there from Cloud9 to take down the overshield player, and Formal nonetheless. Trippy's taken down as well. 2 dead for the side of C9. They will tie the game and go back into the lead themselves. 12-11 now.
Wow, what a sequence that was. Let's just rewind for a few seconds as the players come back into the map. First of all, Formal gets the information. He saw the plasma pistol in the hands of Bound. He gets that information. I don't even think he expects Bound to almost do something as crazy as slide straight at him with the damn thing. He hits the shot, and off the back of that Cloud9 collapse, and now you can see a lead going back and forth between these 2 teams. The speed of this game is slowly starting to pick up, 14-13. With a skewer here, that could be tied up very quickly from Stella.
Optic Gaming back into the lead by 1, but as you say, just back and forth between these 2. And with Cloud9 trailing by 1, but skewer in hand. Let's get into an Astro listening with Cloud9.
He's our top shoulder high.
And one in the pit, one in the pit.
Almost literally one shot. No, you need it, Kevin. Need the pit, need the pit. He's just top pit.
Here, Brady.
Bring your flank.
Yo, low pit.
3 here. 1 weak in the pit. 15 seconds, guys.
Need it. No, 4 ball came low, guys.
2 top as well. 2 top as well.
To left.
2 above you guys, you gotta go.
In the pit, Lucid, in the pit.
They're gonna go low.
It has grapple. Grapple.
Try to get combo, maybe?
Yo, bottom sword, on your sword, bottom sword.
Yeah, I'll put that. I'm trying to get out. 2. Wasn't it living?
Can we look high?
He's aping.
Left side. Low in the right corner, low in the right corner. Everyone come not in the right corner, not in the right corner anymore. Lucid, Tommy had screw over there. Screwing, yeah.
As he jumped back into the game, Penguin is facing down a swarm of Optic players. He goes for the challenge, but can he clean up these kills?
3 dead here for Cloud9. It's a perfect timing push there. Every single player on Optic Gaming on the same page. That will now give them a sizable lead. It's 23-17 in what has been an otherwise back and forth Slayer. Optic Gaming starting to pull away here, and one thing we have to highlight. Really rare to see. Penguin 1-9 in this game so far. He will need to turn that around if Cloud9 is to stand a chance.
He had such a strong first best of 7 as well, so this game just not going his way at the moment, but how quickly that can change. 23-17 your score. Pretty dominant lead here for Optic. As Bound once again with that plasma pistol in his hand, he's looking to just see the outline of an Optic player. If he can strip away their shields. That might be the damage they're looking for to push.
You can tell Optic Gaming, now they have this lead, they're really happy to just play the advantages, play these really obnoxious 90-degree angles, but the first picks do get traded out.
Here comes the push as well. You can see Bound wants to push the pace. C9 want to push the pace, but they're just falling one by one into the traps being set here by Optic. It's great patience by Optic. As we see APG now having to hold off another push coming in from Cloud9.
And also it's great timing from Optic as well. Now they're up by 8, might be more. Yep, it's 9, now make it almost 10. And Overshield popping in 10 seconds. That could be the dagger.
Overshield, as you say, the next focus for both teams. You have to wonder if there's a grapple in play, maybe to steal this one away, or maybe Formal's just going to walk across the light bridge, slam it into his chest and decide, I'm going to end this game now. I want to end this game quickly. 30-20, a 10-kill advantage. As Formal will make it more, he finds a trip ski. Penguin's in front of him. Formal, oh, he almost got them all.
Oh man, you might even think Trippy almost might have gave it to him there, but this is a world championship. They take all 4 down. Now they are up by 14 kills. Overshield in hand for Formal, as you say. He's grabbing that OB like he wants to grab that world championship trophy.
And as these kills start to pile up, the chance here in Seattle, the volume starts to increase. The Let's Go Optic chant starts to begin. The crowd starts to believe once more in the green wall as they're up 39-22.
My God, here. And this is just a blowout here in game number 2. It would need to be a miracle from Cloud9 to bring this game back. 5 minutes on the clock, but it feels like Optic Gaming firing on all cylinders.
Formal has caught fire in the last few moments. It's another kill for Formal. Currently sat at 10-7. He had a very slow start to this game as well. But 7 kills to go. I mentioned how Catalyst, especially Slayer, has been a very happy hunting ground for Optic Gaming. This is the map where they managed to win that first championship for Lucid and for Trippy. Is this going to be the map now that puts them in a position where they can start to believe they can be Halo World Champions?
Couldn't agree more here. That might be, as we said, that game 1 they needed it, and now they look even better in game number 2. Just 4 kills to go before they close it out.
Lots of talk about Formal's performance, APG, Lucid, but it's Trippy who's taking over in this game number 2. Trippy's currently sat at 15-5, the man is positive 10, and Optic only need 1. Oh, and he closes it out with 3. Steak is on the menu.
A steak dinner, a 20-kill win from Optic Gaming. We said they needed to step up in the Slayers, and they did just that.
Optic start to believe. The crowd start to believe. 2-0 in the series now to the green wall. 2 games away from being your champion. C9 got some pressure on their shoulders now. They've been the one who have asked questions of Optic. The question is there enough in the tank now for C9 to really challenge what has been a strong start to this bracket reset?
That is the question, and questions, as you say, certainly asked of Optic Gaming after that first grand final, and they only had about 5 minutes to reset. As we take a look at some of the highlights of the game, look at the opening here from Cloud9. They had everything. Overshield, the push, the man advantage. But somehow Optic makes the most of it, mainly because Bound looks away on that melee battle.
This is the moment for Bound, though. You saw that's where Form was like, okay, I don't have to worry about Bound for a second. You do have to worry about Bound for a second. He flies in, he manages to rip that Overshield off, but from there, that was pretty much the only good thing to talk about Cloud9. 1 by 1, they were getting picked off. And it was just down to that patience from Optic, right? They were always in great positions to get that first pick. Playing nice and close, and when you got Formal doing this, you don't have to worry too much about anything else.
And they're just flying forward there, and amazing control, amazing teamwork, and timing pushes coming in from Optic Gaming all game long. They are just absolutely running a clinic, and it is not every day you see a steak dinner on the main stage. That's a 50-30 win. And as you said, can we talk about Trippy for a second? Because when we talk about questions being asked, we'll go to his POV in probably just a second as he closes out the game. He'll end it with 3, the Steaktacular, and Trippy will go 16-5 to end the game. After the first grand finals, we were like, where are Trippy and Lucid? They have arrived. Taking a look at the series layout so far. The green wall starting to get reconstructed here, brick by brick. 2 games on the board. I'm starting to believe Lucid doesn't lose 1v1, certainly not in a grand finals reset.
I mean, technically Drew won the show match a little bit earlier in the year against Renegade. We'll have to see if he can continue with the fighting form we've seen in the last couple of games, but like you say, the duo for so long, Lucid and Trippy, all of a sudden they're coming back to life. But as we look at this, let's think about this, right? Before that bracket reset, Lucid was missing. We were talking about Bound. How that has turned on its head.
This is the first time I've ever seen a stat card put on screen and the crowd cheering for what they just saw. Earlier today, only about an hour ago, Bound was on a 1.46 KD and Lucid was on a 0.85. That has completely flipped. Lucid now in control of the grand finals, and Bound with his back against the wall, down 2-0.
Incredible. Just what a reset can do, what some new game types can do, what a little break can do to the psyche of a team. Lucid knowing he has to be that man to step up. He has to be the MVP. If Optic want to come through this, and Trippy, he's dragging him through this series as well. He's saying, don't forget about me. This isn't just a Lucid show. All 4 players from Optic have returned to form at just the right time as C9 returned to the stage. I'm sure there was a serious team talk now for the guys that you can see on your screen.
That's right, as we said, keep in mind, of course, Cloud9 returning to the stage. In all these series, they do have optional breaks that they can take for water, etc. And that's also probably a tactical timeout from them, if we're honest. A little bit of a mental reset opportunity. We talked earlier about Lucid and Trippy being in a 1.28 KD coming into this series. They were negative out of the grand finals #1. And then how about Trippy doesn't just go up to 1.28, he just went more than triple positive, 16-5 in a Slayer, right? This is a completely different story for both Lucid and Trippy. Those were our players to watch. So far, they have stepped up and they know what's at stake here in the grand finals.
Well, 2-0 is where we find ourselves, and I'm gonna say, if that was a game type, if I had to pick a winner out of any of the game types that we saw, I think that's probably one of C9's weakest. I think the fact that it is such a slow pace, that you have to be so methodical, that you have to at times essentially do nothing, just doesn't work with the natural game plan that C9 like to put together. However, the opposite can be said about our next game type. Strongholds on live fire.
Yeah.
Boy, you can fly, and boy, can you make plays.
That's right, you cannot play this game type slow whatsoever. This will be a demanding game type, it will be a grueling game type, and it will be very different from what we just saw in that game #2. This will be pedal to the metal, and these players will be tested at a very high speed for the entirety of the game.
Time to refocus for all these players. The gameplay just moments away now. For C9, it has to be a turnaround game. For Optic, it might be one more step towards what almost feels like destiny for so many fans at home. Live fire is where we're going. It's time for some Strongholds action. It's game #3 of our second best of 7.
These two teams, what a fight it's been already. Our first grand finals reset in the entire year in any HCS major. How perfect to have it here in the grand finals of the Halo World Championship, game #3. About to get underway. Optic Gaming only 2 games away. C9 needing games on the board if they want to stay alive.
I see this game type, I see this map, and I see some of the incredible plays we have seen throughout this year. The question is, Are any of the 8 players that are on our stage right now going to be able to create something we are talking about for a long time to come? Off the break here, you see Optic strategy, fly towards B. Early scoring has to be their thought process.
Yeah, kills being traded out there. They will get B right away. They will put points on the board. You saw Formal's KD all weekend long, 1.46. Penguin, though, able to fly in there and get the back whack on back mud. That'll be 2 dead for Optic Gaming. Trippy needs to stay alive here at Pillars.
Stays alive because he knows that Stella is going to be able to access that overshield. The kills time perfectly, which means that now you're going to see the ends of the map being played by Cloud9. They're flipping over A and C. Don't be surprised to just see them control the overshield side of the map and try and trap the rest of Optic Gaming over at B. The push from Optic is in on C. That green gun's doing damage, but Stella answers back.
Yeah, Stellar makes her just bait and switch just a little bit there. Trippy with a great green gun to take off Stellar's overshield entirely. Formal still has one. He's still getting nuke comboed. Formal just staying alive back tower. He should be cleaned up. He is in the end. Triple cap for Cloud9.
Brilliant from Cloud9. The perfect start. They've got the weapons as well. Eco in the firing range right now. Can he find some targets? He hits one body and that's good enough. He has the information and now the rest of his team with the numbers and damage can push. Bound doesn't need to be arsewise. Flies in immediately.
Absolutely. There takes down Formal. Lucid tries to push it. Eco punishes him with a spike and a no scope as well. 4 dead still for Optic Gaming. This is complete control from Cloud9.
Now the attention turns to C. The dummy spawn came in, which means the Optic will be trapped over at the tower. Formal lucky to keep his head on his shoulders for a few seconds there. This time he gets bodied, but there's the nades coming in. Great team fight, great push coming in from Optic.
And now with this dominance here from C9, 78-17. Lucid starting to heat up though. Hold the phone. 3 dead just as quickly as we say that, and that's what this man can do with the sniper rifle. Overshield popping up as well.
Formal gets an important kill. Bound's gonna be sliding now. Oh, narrowly misses that shot there, Lucid. Big responsibility for him to keep this overshield competitive. For Optic Gaming, not only is he going to be competitive by the looks of things, it's going to go in their hands as well. Bound eliminated by Lucid. That tower play, perfect positioning from Lucid, perfect shots. And now Optic are right back into this game. They have a triple cap themselves.
Look at the Lucid Trippy duo here. They're grabbing the overshield. They're hitting all the shots. Playing together since 2016. They only secured their first event win less than 1 month ago at the Orlando Major here. Finally will be taken down, but it's a great run from Trippy. Optic Gaming still scoring, and they're right back in this. They're only down now by less than 20.
What a great start it was for C9, but what a great response it has been coming in from Optic Gaming. Showing the heart we know they have, but C9 also showing that this is a game type where they can be much more competitive than what we just saw. B gets flipped into their hands, the overshield's coming up as well. Trippy wins an important battle at the back of B. That means you can turn this one over. Not too much pressure going to be coming in. As you can see, the C9 have lost a lot of members. Optic Gaming will be scoring once more. AB in their hands.
Great dancing there from Trippy to avoid all the nades. He repulses up to avoid even more nades as well. He is the commander of back B, and because of that, Optic Gaming will continue scoring. Contested now, though. Oh, God, Bound does not waste any time. And he hits a double on APG on the sandbags as well.
I swear to God, sometimes Bound's playing on mouse and keyboard, and everyone else is playing on controller. The way that he whips that sniper rifle around corners is just something not many players can do. APG peeked for a second. And if you peek against Bound, usually it doesn't end too well.
Bound eventually taken down there. It's 2 dead, but it's still map control and control of the scoreboard for the side of Cloud9. They're all spawning up here in the house. Let's go ahead and get ready for an Astro listen-in with C9, see if they can regain control.
Side of dead, man. Big cut coming down, big cut coming down. Up brain, left brain. 2 there, 2 there, bound, 2 outbounds in.
Watch out, Ariana with Obi. Dead.
Nice.
Yo, some people dummy.
There's a guy lead.
I'm
Come
Spalder.
Go for C. Go for C.
I shot him.
Let's go C without him. You could have green gun here.
Go make cut.
I'm looking. Yeah, one side.
That's I agree.
Yeah, back to modern number. Watch out, back
I'm here.
Watch out, back
Nest. 2 nests, 1 big one.
2 nests.
That's weak.
Watch out nest.
One shot C-box, guys. Going pillars, he ran pillars. He's nest shot. Pillars and nest.
Nest was weak.
Nice. Formal.
He's weak in B. One shot in B.
Where's Formal at?
He's B. One shot.
Alright, I'm going help in. Coming help in. Nade behind he's in.
2 dead.
Is he behind he's in?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's in B somewhere. I don't know. He's not here. No one here.
Okay.
Stop out, Lucid.
Keep holding down. Big door.
They're going left.
I'm mid-weak. 2 shots to your left.
Big door, APG. One shot keto. Two big door.
I'm looking if they go B.
Maybe. I thought so.
Look at builder.
One shot makeup. Two shot makeup. He's gonna have to use.
Maybe this guy.
Wait,
Almost gonna be C. He's a bit red tunnel, red tunnel.
That tunnel was weak.
I can look at this.
One key door.
Yeah, I'm sitting B.
Jump back into the game as Eco falls from the skies onto the shoulder of APG. As Optic try and fight their way back into this game, but it's been a great little rally coming in from Cloud9. The communication, the intensity is there. The question is, will it be the same from Optic? Let's jump into an Astro listening and find out.
I'm here. Everything's going good. Nice,
Window.
So back window. Weak back window, so I have
We're here. He's got our pulse as well.
He's one shot.
Next shot, get it, guys.
I'm capping, guys.
Live up.
Let's go with pillars.
Let's go.
It might go bottom center.
That's
We don't know.
Tower, hold tower.
Yes. We have OB. We have
Could be
OB.
good.
Hold tower.
Tommy, zero left. On me.
I hear you.
Absolute tower.
Nice, we gotta take care.
Get Tommy.
I'm walking.
What are we playing for?
Yes,
We're pushing C.
Yes.
We are pushing that.
Three here.
Nice. Two down, guys. Two.
Nice.
Great, we kill.
Go B.
We gotta make sure we touch.
We can't.
One shot, go B.
We gotta play for B. We gotta play for B. Brad's here.
He's still here. Scamming OE. Scamming OE.
You got that? You got that?
Yo, I push this, guys. We can
I'm hitting bottom mid.
I can
Wait, they're gonna spawn behind us. They're gonna spawn behind us, maybe.
NA.
Hold then.
Alright, I'm holding.
Yeah, we're good actually.
They might hit big door here. Watch it.
We need more help. Okay, they guys. They're going heater, I think.
Make sure we're top tower.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go have tower sign.
I'm on this still.
Hear that?
Just find info. That could be bottom. Bottom is open, guys.
Yo, big mud.
They're gonna hit green. They're hitting green. Two of them.
Hear that.
We might have to play for A.
Doing it. No,
Yeah, one guy screen. One guy screen.
Inside of it.
Yeah, we just gotta live, guys.
Scott's free kill.
I dapped him. A+. Top mid. Bottom mid. Two bottom mid.
There's no way Formal just hit that. Absolutely perfect time to jump back into the game. Formal takes two players out on his own. C9-2 in the death screen, but not without turning the score back into their favor here. It is a slender 5-point lead. But with these kills, Optic have the chance to play on A now.
They do here. They're playing on A and they're playing on B here. It could be a trip cap if everything goes their way. They secure A off the kills. B will be reset in the end, but still 2 dead for Cloud9. It's a 2v2 on the map.
Formal sat at 12 and 9 at the moment to put these weapons to use for Optic Gaming. The lead back into the hands of the green wall. And with the ends being held, A and C, Formal's just got a job to do here, and that's just hold down one of these strongholds. Bound though, sneaking around the corner. Oh, Formal sneaking around the back.
Look at that angle that Formal plays. Bound had no idea he was in the window. And Formal doesn't even have to work too hard. A beautiful crafty back whack to maintain control. The house belongs to Formal.
Optic about to cross that 200-point mark. It is ever since those kills came in for the man on your screen. That little double kill, the weapons in the hands of Optic Gaming. C9 haven't been able to get back into this. Another overshield goes to Optic as well, and this is looking very good for the Optic fans.
And unsurprisingly, the Let's Go Optic chant rings through the arena here in Seattle. 3v3 on the map, but it's 211 to 168. Optic less than 40 points away from closing out game number 3.
Brown gets picked off as well. It's Eco this time, sat 6 and 14, who's not having the best of games for Cloud9. And when all of the Optic Gaming members are playing so well at the moment, you can't afford to have an off game. APG, he takes down one. Lucid cleans up the damage. Bound left on his own, and Optic are closing in on a 3-0 lead here in our reset from the grand finals.
My God, only a 5-kill or so lead in the slaying department, but that is not the case on the scoreboard. Optic Gaming completely outclassing Cloud9 in the late game. That's 3 dead. Optic Gaming here at 235 to 168. They will continue scoring on the BC hold.
One last push for Cloud9. If they don't win this fight, it will be game over. 3-0 the series lead for Optic. But Stella gets a pick. Formal has work to do. He's being chased down by numerous members here from Cloud9. Somehow he's still alive. But at the last second, C9 inside. APG sends him out though. Can they get the conversion? It's APG in a 1v1 for the ages. Stella's there as well. And it looks like Cloud9 have managed to momentarily get scoring on their hands.
But here we go now. BC, look at this. That's going to be it. C will get converted the last second. Now Optic will continue scoring, and they will finish the game.
Absolute carnage in front of that tower. But from chaos comes a win for Optic Gaming. The series stands at 3-0. They are 1 game away from claiming the Halo World Championship trophy.
Once again, it's a huge late game run for Optic Gaming, and you can almost see it in Trippy's face. 1 game away from the World Championship trophy and $400,000 first place prize. The late game composure once again is brilliant from Optic Gaming, even though we saw a huge lead early on for Cloud9. Optic Gaming answer back. They answer back in a big way, and these guys started putting on a show.
Once again, it's just a great illustration of how important it is to not only get the weapons, but put the damn thing to use. Optic in that final run, formal. Couple of no-scopes, couple of headshots. The heat wave running back and forth between those strongholds. You're always going to win those individual battles. But the carnage that ensued in that final moment, this play, by the way, from Formal was about as sneaky as you like. Just meant that Cloud9 could not answer back.
And for the killing spree as well there, Formal making it look easy. And absolutely great control in this fight. Look at the jump from Formal, by the way. Formal gets in to buy extra time, which causes absolute carnage to this APG. In the late game, you're going to see him. They're not even looking at him. He repulses out Stellar as well. Beautiful work here from APG on the pillars. He's going to stay alive as long as he needs to. Long enough for Trippy to come in and help finish the point. That is what they needed to secure it at the last second. Look, Trippy will fall as well. Actually, I think he gets a kill there on the rail. And they close it out, 250 to 173. We had all eyes on Trippy coming into this series. He just went 21 and 15 yet again. They are settling for nothing less than a world championship so far, and they're 1 game away.
I really hope that we can package up that replay from APG and show it to anyone who says stats are the only thing that matter. Yeah. Because that is the perfect example of why the intangibles cannot be shown in that stat screen. APG and Penguin are player matchup, but I gotta be honest with you, the story's bigger than this. It's bigger than these 2 players, because this could be the final game of the Halo World Championships. Optic Gaming, if they win this, they win the whole thing.
My God, Cloud9 backs against the wall. They will need to win the next 4 games if they want to steal the Halo World Championship from Optic Gaming. And right now, that looks like an impossible task.
3 dead for Optic off the rip, though. This is a game type where Cloud9 have had some success in the past. Optic also, of course, won the North American Super on this game time with that crazy last-minute end. SPG trying to survive. Penguin threads the needle with the rockets, though. Power weapons in the hand of C9. I think that's just going to calm things down for them a little bit here.
Oh boy, speaking of wanting to calm things down, not so fast as Optic Gaming. They just caused absolute carnage there on the rail, so very few points on the board early on for the side of Cloud9.
Trade coming in. Optic still in the numerical disadvantage on the map. You see Lucid and Formal. 2 players down. Trippy now last alive. Great hold this early on from Cloud9. They're just commanding this balcony position. Stella doing some great damage. I mean, Lucy's just come off spawn there and already has to wait that extra 2-3 seconds with those shields coming back before he can even think about getting across the map.
Absolutely, Lucid trying to actually push here just up the middle. Eventually will be slowed down by the grenades. Lucid is your last player alive. 3 dead for Optic Gaming.
Still trying to poke out, still trying to cause some problems, Lucid. You can see the Bound is hunting him down. Stella's going to be able to clean him up. That's going to be a turnover in the Bulldog, I believe, as well. You see the ping already coming in from Cloud9. Weapons not only in their hands, but the kills going alongside them as well. At the moment, Cloud9 have somehow rallied. This has been almost a perfect hill for them. Trippy hasn't even got a kill yet.
Trippy doesn't have a kill, and Cloud9 is outslaying Optic Gaming 16-5 right now. Talk about a hot start to your game 4 when you have to win every single game in the series. Cloud9 now 16-6. I mean, this is the kind of tempo you need to set if you want to go on a big run.
We're inside of that next hill as well. The tram hill locked down by Cloud9. Maybe that's the key they were looking for to unlock this door. However, the kill from Trippy on those B-stairs just to get the Bulldog back in their hand. A couple of kills are exchanged, though. Bound picks up a double elsewhere on the map. And that means Stella gets another set of rockets, 2 in a row now for C9.
Yeah, big power rip and control coming in. Stellar stays alive off the first rocket as well. Maybe even gets another boom block from APG. Oh my God. A perfect boom block with the drop shield will keep him full shields on this push.
Bound, oh my God, how did he win that one? Formal now versus Penguin, and C9 seem to be winning the 1v1s all of a sudden. Trippy still alive at the back of the base. It's 2v2 on the map at the moment, but Eco is looking to challenge. Lucid picks up 2 kills elsewhere. That means that Trippy's going to slow down for just a second here, and you can see how he's valuing these weapons as well. Doesn't want to give the Stalker and the Bulldog over to C9.
Beautiful play from Eco. Eco has a challenge from front seat. Bound hits the pizza jump to finish the kill on Commando. It's these little plays that C9 is stringing together that has them in the lead right now. Still 2 dead for Optic Gaming.
Difficulty here on this break for Optic as well is, yeah, you want to challenge mid-map, but we're going to go up against Bound with a Stalker rifle. 2 shots, you're no shields. 3 shots, you're dead. It's as simple as that. This weapon is so powerful when you're holding down this hill, but so is a push. When it's coordinated so well from Optic, 2 dead on either side.
Look at this now. Formal has to work alongside Trippy to lock this down. He knows the pressure's coming. Gets a perfect grenade on the Commando, so Formal will live to tell the tale. All 4 players on driveway and Commando for C9.
So this is just a distraction. You can see there is still a player alive. I think called the Commando may have been eliminated. Eco might be the player causing problems elsewhere. He takes out Trippy. Formal with that Stalker is going to take another one down himself. Eco's still alive somewhere. And you can see Optic are trying to hunt it down. They cannot find him.
Eco just being, as you say, an absolute nuisance. Right now, might get pinched in the end. Still alive. Down here, he must be alive just below on the ATM.
You need to find Eco when you're finding headshots onto Penguin. Finally, Eco appears, and finally, Formal takes him down. Stella now going to be eliminated as well. It's 4 dead for Cloud9. Optic Gaming holding this tram down. And you can see this might be the opportunity for them not only to get that point on the board, to level things up, but also get the rockets. That's exactly what they do. 2 in the chamber, 2 kills, going in the favor of Lucid.
Look at this now, just continuing to score and getting more ahead of the game. As you say, they tie it up in terms of hills, but off the back of those kills, they get full map control. It is another 3 dead for Cloud9. Optic Gaming starting to heat up here in game number 4.
Cloud9 against Sandbox right now. Every single fight they're running into. No battle rifles to be seen. It's a Stalker, it's a Bulldog. It's rockets in the hands of Lucid. It's so difficult to fight out of these situations if you're C9, but Optic taking advantage of every opportunity presented to them.
Questions were asked of Lucid in that first series. He now leads the game in kills by quite a margin. He's 11-8. Optic Gaming still with a lead here on this 3rd hill as well.
Scary moment here for C9 if they don't manage to break this hill. We know how it transfers over to that cafe hill. So close, not too much distance to travel. If you can pick up those kills and you can win this hill, you can transition so quickly with a great setup. But for now, C9 look to have broken the first time they put their toes in the hill. And you can see the last 2 players from Optic recognize they don't have map control enough to push.
Those were very, very important kills in the back of PD from Cloud9. They did not trade the kills out. They went 2 for 0. That is what led to this control here on the back statue. Penguin now sitting here on Neons. You can tell Optic Game is waiting for a timing push.
Penguin gets the information, smartly backs down as well, but here comes the push from Optic. 2 players do fall though, so Penguin doing enough damage for a kill to be traded out. Bound now turning his attention towards the arcade. Trippy taken down to no shields, but survives for now, and by doing so allows the rest of Optic to just flood in towards that hill. A clean break now. Cloud9, 3 members dead, and Optic with a chance to win the point.
A clean break, perfect baiting and switching from the entire Optic Gaming roster there. Trippy goes up on plants, does a bunch of damage, and then escapes with his live Formal with a double kill Stalker Bulldog combo. You do not want Formal with this combination if you are on the Cloud9 side of the stage.
It could not have happened, that kill, that double kill, at a worse time here for Cloud9. Not only do Optic get that point to go into the lead, they get the rockets, and Trippy! He goes to work!
Look at the value that they get from that double kill from Formal. Just like you said, they also get the rockets. Trippy somehow turns 2 rockets into 3 kills in the tires as well. Cloud9 is late to the party, and Trippy and Optic Gaming take advantage of that.
2 dead here. Cloud9 need to find something. They need to find it quickly. They need to find the kind of form that they found in that first series. But at the moment, APG said, you've talked about form, and you've talked about Trippy and Lucid. Now it's my turn to set up. He is flying at Cloud9, and he is taking everybody down.
It is 4 dead yet again for Cloud9 here. And Optic Gaming potentially on the cusp of a championship. Let's get into what could be the last Astro Gaming listen in with Optic Gaming.
Get the Brad. Green gen.
Green gen.
They're going to get nailed. They're going to be able to contest. Nice job. Get the kill. All good.
Watching purple now.
Nice, man.
Nice.
Nice, man.
Nice.
All right, got 2 minutes.
Listen. Let's play Slayer for just a second.
Watching row.
Yo, front side, free kill. Literally throwing front side. Literally throwing front side. His benches.
Get him out of the hill. We got to make sure we hit with the hill mill.
Nice.
One shot, 2 benches.
Just one shot. No, full out though.
Okay, just live, guys. There's more.
I feel.
One shot.
I hear you guys.
Oh, you do. 18 weeks. You guys know. 3 dead, last guy.
Okay, bottom next.
Rockets, guys. Rockets are 5.
Two guys tires.
Watch rockets. Get ready to grab them.
Can't go.
Round weak.
Tires still, Joey.
Rail half back. My push up.
Caution. Two guys tires. Tires back this to me. Back this, Joey. Back this. Soda. Green gen right now.
We have rockets, guys.
Okay, listen, Joey has rockets.
Look at that purple.
We'll jump back into the game because it's 1 minute and 30 seconds until we maybe, just maybe, will be calling Optic Gaming your Halo World Champions. It's 3-1 at the moment, and Cloud9 are getting picked apart.
And you heard the play call there from Lucid. Let's play Slayer for just a second here. I'd say they're doing it for more than just a second over these last few minutes now. Oh, great shots from Eco there. Will be traded out for a moment. APG was your last player alive, but there's 1:19 on the clock, and Optic Gaming leads by 2 hills.
Such a difficult hill here for Cloud9 as well. The bottom middle hill, we know how difficult it is to lock down. There's so many angles that you could be attacked from, especially if Optic, like they have worked so hard to get themselves into a lead. Optic are thinking time here. C9 are thinking the opposite. We don't have time. That's our enemy, and we have to get points on the board.
2 kills for Optic here. They have the man advantage yet again. It might be 3 dead for Cloud9. Optic Gaming is going to let the time tick down on this hill without a doubt. Penguin, last player alive.
We are within 1 minute now of Optic claiming the throne. 50 seconds. Every second that passes, you know that the 4 gentlemen who have sat on that screen, dressed in their championship Sunday whites, are getting closer and closer to a world championship. Lucia just playing Slayer at the moment. C9 2 for 2. APG last alive here for Optic. We've seen some crazy stuff this weekend, and surely we can't see C9 come back now.
Let's see what APG does here. He's going to get damaged. Wait for his teammates to spawn. It is still possible. Keep in mind, the clock will freeze every time the Cloud9 gets in the hill.
C9, of course, won that first hill as well. They won it without being even challenged. But at the moment, Trippy says, you know what? I'm putting you all in the death screen. I'm collecting the rockets because I want to be on my way to collect a Halo World Championship.
The rockets might be the deal breaker here. You can't get in the hill because Trippy's going to give you the boom booms.
17 seconds left in the game. Trippy comes around the corner. Trippy cleans house, but leaves a little bit of rubbish on the floor as Bound has to be worked on.
Penguin's your last player alive. They're going to get this kill on front seat, no doubt. 7 seconds left.
7 seconds left. The NA Super was the first step. It was this game type. Orlando was the second, and now the journey is complete. Optic Gaming, the green wall, stands tallest. As with just a few moments left.
Wait a second. You're
Wait a second.
APG's headset was off. The game isn't over yet.
There's no way.
Somehow Cloud9, now we can say it, oh my God! It's a premature celebration even on the stage for Optic Gaming. They thought it was over. C9 was in the hill the whole time. APG was shaking, he couldn't believe it. They forced a reset there in overtime for just a few extra seconds. Optic had no idea, we had no idea. And in the end, now we can say that Optic Gaming are your Halo World Champions.
I mean, we said, right, this has been the craziest week. The craziest tournament of all time. What other way would you have it end? But now that we are finally at its conclusion, Optic Gaming are your Halo World Champions!
And here they go across that stage, smiles across all 5 of them as they approach the World Championship trophy.
It's been a long, long road for these 4 guys. And just a few weeks after the first champ, Optic Gaming are now champions of the world.
What a road for these 5. And then not an easy grand final here. A grueling bracket reset for them. Losing 4 maps straight. And now, after an unbelievable grand finals reset, they will hoist the 2022 Halo World Championship trophy.
Just weeks after a first title, a first major championship for Lucid and Trippy, they become world champions. For APG, another championship. His first Halo World Champion. But for Formal, he joins what has to be one of the most historic groups in all time. And that is going to be a double world champion. Formal, what a moment for him.
And look what Optic Hex had backstage in case we needed it.
My word.
It is the Optic Gaming chain now placed on Trippy and Lucid. APG as well. You got Hastro, Hex, Alumni, Optic Gaming ownership and staff coming to the stage as well, celebrating these 5 and what they have done as the confetti falls here at the Halo World Championship. It's Optic Gaming in the end, 4-0 in the reset. They will be playing the World Championship Pro. And here it is for APG as well. Formal as well. Everyone's throwing on the Optic Gaming ice, and that has got to feel good.
I mean, what a journey it's been. What a journey it has been. I mean, just a couple of months ago, people were calling them onliners, saying they couldn't get it done on LAN. Now they have a major championship, a world championship to go alongside it. And let me tell you, APG, that smile will not leave his face for quite some time.
I mean, he cannot stop smiling. He's also, you can tell, on the verge of tears there. He's got to be shaken. And that entire team could not be happier, could not be more proud, of course, Optic fans, of what their team was able to do this weekend. Lucid will hoist it again. And talk about resilience over the last 2 hours of the grand finals. Unbelievable stuff here from Optic Gaming.
The reset from Cloud9, who played their part in this story. They sent it to a second best of 7. They pushed it all the way. And they tested every single member of Optic Gaming, but Trippy and Lucid in the second best of 7 reminded us of just how good they are. That's going to do it all from Bravo and myself. It's been an absolute pleasure and a privilege. And of course, we send our congratulations down to Optic Gaming. Your Halo World Championships plays, it's down to you.
History has been made as Optic Gaming are your world champions. So much to talk about. Lucid, I'm gonna hand the mic to you first. As you're decked out in gold, you got a gold trophy, you are a world champion, the league MVP. How are you feeling in this moment?
I feel amazing right now.
Wow.
I feel absolutely amazing.
This is what it is.
My voice is shot now after all that yelling.
You know what? Let's pass it to your duo here.
Well, I do want to say that grit that we showed was, I don't think we've been put through that just yet, and I'm so proud of the team right now, and what we were able to do there. And we just pulled off, boys. We just did it. Let's go.
You did it. You did it. Trippy! You're a world champion now. What a season it's been. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling on top of the world right now, you know. To win like that after losing the series 4-1 first time around, it feels amazing. There's not a better feeling in the world.
Not at all. Not at all. Pass it on over here. Formal, you started your career here in Halo. We've seen you play so many amazing matches. You had a national championship in a different game, but you came back home and you got one for Halo. What does this mean for you?
I mean, these last couple years have been pretty tough in Call of Duty, so I don't know. This was just like a dream come true. I'm just really proud of us, and I'm thankful as hell for you guys, and I'm happy to take it home.
Nice, nice, nice. Now hand the mic on over to Coach Lunchbox in the back real quick and take the trophy from the GOAT over here on the end. Now, Coach, what was this series like? You guys went to a reset, but you came back and battled back. What was the turnaround going into that second set for you to 4-0 them like that?
Yeah, obviously they came out hot that first series. They handed it to us a little bit, but that shows why these guys are the best team in the game for the last 6 months. What a series.
What a series indeed. What a series indeed. APG!
Thank you.
APG, we've been watching watching your career for so many years. You have been a staple throughout Halo, and I know this World Championship is hitting you right to the heart. Talk to me about your journey and what this one right here means for you.
Bro, I honestly, this doesn't feel real. I've tried to I've spoken to Joey before we moved. We were talking about envisioning championships, and after everything we've been through this entire year, and we come out on top the last two events in a pretty dominant fashion besides the first series against C9, but I'm just so fucking happy. You have no idea. My words will not show how grateful I am for all of you, how grateful I am for my team, my organization, my girlfriend, my family. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to all of our families that came out to support us, all of our girlfriends, everybody. I'm really happy that our families got to see the Greenwall crowd in full force. So thank you guys. Thank you guys seriously.
Now, the man in the back who helped put a lot of this together, anything you want to say to the Greenwall fans out there who supported this team?
Thank you for supporting these boys throughout this journey. Obviously, this man coming up from Call of Duty and doing what he did. The green wall has never been as loud as it was today, so I appreciate you guys all for that. This one, as all of them, are for you.
One more time, give it up for the Green Wall as they are your world champions.
Optic Gaming, world champions by the end of the weekend. And we said, with this clean run here this weekend, it would be very, very difficult to take these guys down and to snatch that trophy from them. No one's snatching that anytime soon. Not with the work that they've been putting in, the dedication, the time, the growth that this team have been through. But Clutch, what a series that was. What a double series that was here in this grand final. I mean, it's hard to put into words watching what we're kind of witnessing on this main stage right now and how much it means to these guys, but how proud are you of Optic Gaming and what they've been able to achieve this season?
I mean, it's been an unbelievable journey for these guys. These guys have put in, like you said, so much work throughout such a long time, and the ups, the downs, the question marks all around them. The accolades weren't there before, but you don't need them. I mean, Formal joins this team. He brings that level of professionalism, that history with him, and for him to come back and impact Halo in this manner, for APG to get his world championship, for Trippy and Lucid to reach the ceilings that they have right now. I mean, what an opportunity for these guys. What a moment for the rest of their lives that this will be.
It's a first for so many of them up there. And I tell you what, Formal, he's still got it. My God, has he still got it. And in grand final form as well. Just absolutely incredible. I just want to take a little moment as well to just kind of process what happened at the end there, Goofy. I mean, we saw the Green Wall get up. They thought it was done. They thought it was over. They were celebrating. It was 0 on the clock. The C9 jump in for the last split second, and things start to seem a little bit shaky for a moment there. But in Green Wall fashion, and how they've learned all season long to ice up, to clutch up when it matters most, and make sure the job is actually done. And that timer, it does go to 0, and they do win the championship.
Congratulations are in order for Optic Gaming. You're Halo World Champions. What a performance out of every single member on this team. We saw the emotion on the main stage. Taking a look at the replay, the reaction of a little bit of confusion at the end.
Look, Lucid realizes, he points, he's like, wait, no, guys, sit back down quick.
We gotta
play. We gotta play some games.
Of course it was Lucid to make sure that everyone realizes in-game leader in and out of the game.
Yeah.
But what a moment that we just got to witness. History. Optic Gaming are your champions, and
dude,
what a series.
I just want to say what Formal has accomplished. And look, people on Twitter, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm almost certain only one other player has been able to do this, and that is win a world championship in a completely different game, and then come here to Halo and win a world championship as well. Formal accomplished that as well as Shotzi. So that is some great company to have.
Yeah.
But on top of that as well, can we really just take a moment to reflect on the, I mean, guys, you played with Brad for years, and to see him finally get that freaking moment.
The emotion.
I mean, I'm almost about to cry.
I felt
honestly.
choked
It's
up
beautiful.
watching that.
He deserves it.
I teared up when I got to see Bradley win. I've known Bradley since 2006.
He's been doing this for 17 years, y'all. 17 years he hasn't got a championship. His name isn't in the banners. Well, guess what? APG, your name, it's written in stone now. It's in the banners. You belong with the champions of the past. I couldn't be more proud of that kid. I have no words to say about it, man. I'm emotionally invested, to say the least.
But you know, to just take a moment though to reflect on the series at hand, I do want to give a lot of credit to Cloud9.
Yes.
Right? They had a miraculous lower bracket run that I know they were not expecting to have to go through, but they showed a lot of grit. This run was incredible, but despite that, they still ran into that brick wall in the grand final reset, and that just goes to show you how resilient this Optic Gaming team is. I thought that genuinely, Lottie, I genuinely thought that Optic were in the mud. I was like, this is not good. This is not the result that they were hoping for. They were destined to win this championship, and it seemed like C9 were right there to stop them. But good God, way to play. Lucid and Trippy stepping up when they needed it. Every single player contributing. The coach go. Lunchbox, I love you, brother. So happy for you. This was unbelievable.
It just shows you how good Green Wall are. Because Cloud9 coming through the first series, resetting the bracket, kicking out some of the bricks in the Green Wall, making a tunnel, going through it. But the testament, this team, the way it was able to patch that wall back up within a matter of minutes, to turn it around, to take a series in that fashion the second time around, learning from the mistakes, going on the fly. We talk about adapting in this game so much, and that's exactly why. Because you can do things like that. And Optic Gaming, my goodness me, $400,000 richer in this prize pool. Cloud9 will take $220,000 home. We have a lot of money for a lot of our teams here who have played their hearts out, but no more than Optic Gaming, because Optic, they wanted that. They wanted it from Orlando. They wanted it all season long. They put in so much work, and they got it done, Clutch. They got it done. And what an incredibly clean sweep it was for them in the winner's bracket run. And to do it the way that they just did it and show us the grit and determination they were talking about was insane.
Resiliency. These guys, their journey, their careers, it couldn't be that straightforward. They couldn't just go to the grand finals and 4-0 sweep and dominate. They needed a struggle. They needed to show something that they've been doing throughout their entire careers. The ups, the downs, and to come out on top, to figure
it had to be this way. Right, Goof? It had to be this way because Optic, at this point, they weren't really challenged. Even in Orlando, when they played Cloud9 in the finals, it was easy. It was easy. It felt like Cloud9 were kind of checked out at that point, but they managed to do it, Goofy. That's the crazy part.
Couldn't have scripted it any better. Like Lunchbox said on that main stage, the last 6 months, it's been all Optic Gaming. They've been the best team in the world, and they showed it here at the Halo World Championship. Looking at the KD leaderboard, I see a lot of green on there, and on the top of the board, it's the MVP, Lucid, leading the troops, 1.26, an absolutely phenomenal second series for Lucid. He struggled a little bit in the first one, but in true MVP fashion, he comes back when his team needs him most and performs when his team needs him most. And a 4-0 sweep for Optic Gaming.
Yeah, the bounce back, incredible. Trampolines on that stage for Optic Gaming. And the bounce back was legendary because what an incredible grand finals they put on for you guys. I mean, Cloud9, GG's, commiserations, what incredible effort from those guys. I think to come into that series mentally, knowing that they had to reset a bracket, to do so, that second series was very, very difficult for those guys. I think I want to give a lot of love to the teammates on that team because they have been through the ringer. Again,
and everyone
a second
doubted
place
them.
finish for them.
And everyone doubted them. You know, everyone said they're not passionate, they don't care. That's not true. That team cares.
Hey, Bound's going to be a problem for a long time.
Hell yeah.
If we learned anything this weekend outside of the Green Wall being the best, Bound's going to be a problem for a long time.
Bound proved at this event that he is, without a doubt, a big game player.
Yeah.
And I think that was the question mark that he had all season long when he was on FaZe. People were wondering if he was going to bring that same kind of tenacity to Cloud9 in place of Renegade, but without a doubt, he most definitely proved that. But I got to give a lot of love to Cloud9. They had a real tumultuous lower bracket run, but they freaking did it. But obviously the day belongs to Optic Gaming, but it was just an incredible tournament through and through. The storylines, honestly, you'd think we would have scripted the damn thing.
I know, indeed. And I'll tell you what though, we have a champion bundle to celebrate Optic's win here at the World Championships. It does include the Halo World Championships 2022 MK.
Oh my God,
that thing's armor
so
coating.
clean.
I know, it is
I didn't even know
absolutely
this was a
stunning.
thing.
We do
Now
have
you
a
know, Golden
battle
Boys.
rifle coating as well, and of course our victory laurel as well. Absolutely stunning stuff, and obviously Optic, they have their names on that one, so you will be supporting your World Championship team.
Pick that
by
up in
getting
30
those.
minutes. 30 minutes we were told.
Yeah, it's literally available in 30 minutes, so make sure you keep your eye on Halo Esports Twitter page
I'm
for
not
the
home.
official release of those, and you can just go into game, grab them, snatch them up, support the boys for doing this damn thing. I also have some extra special
let's
guests
go.
up here. Come on, get
Let's
in,
do it.
squeeze in, babes.
Let's squeeze in. Let's everybody
Squeeze
squeeze in.
Squeeze in. What
Even
an
that guy.
incredible season this has been. Thank you so much to my team. Thank you, production. You guys are absolutely incredible. Optic
Rockstar.
Gaming, congratulations, champs. Our world champions here for 2022 at Halo. Thank you so much, everybody. We can't wait to see you guys next season. We love you all so much. See you all in December for LAN.